Whoa, now everybody, I am your host, Lambo Drew, and you are now tapped into another edition of the Leverage Show. Welcome each and every single body for you guys definitely who are out there. Hopefully you guys had an amazing, great weekend, that you guys got a chance to kind of hit the reset button, kind of got a chance to refresh and really get ready for this week, right? Because that's what we're here. We're about to embark ourselves into the second half of the journey of this year, and you want to make sure that you are definitely hitting that refresh button. I know Lambo did. I hope you did. And I can't wait to hear what you actually got a chance to do this weekend, how you got a chance to hit the refresh button this weekend. And we are excited about that. Listen, I know you guys have definitely seen between social media and everybody who follows social media that Lambo got a chance to get away with my wonderful wife and kids over the weekend. That was my reset button that God allowed me to be able to do, to hit that reset button, to kind of relax, to put it on pause, right? And then get yourself back into play, right? That's what we're here. That's what we're about, is making sure that we're making the best memories in the moments that God has actually breathed into our lives so we can do that with our families, right? I remember my kids coming up, right? And I was telling my kids when I was coming up, I didn't have the affordability of doing a lot of the different things that my kids get a chance to do. And that's because that we're in a different lifestyle now, right, than when I came up, right? And it was truly a blessing, right? I take nothing of my childhood, my upbringing up for granted. I am so thankful for having a wonderful mother and wonderful father, man, who definitely showered us with love and did the best that they could with us, right? That's what we want to do. We really want to be able to make sure that we're making the best, and we're bringing those relationships with the right people, right? And those memories that are allowing us and affording us to be able to do what? Capture these moments that God is allowing us to live. So I was telling my kids, we're over the weekend. We went out to the mountains. Every year, Denver, Colorado, they have here in my city a wonderful festival called the Winter Park Jazz Festival. Me and my wife, as many other families outside of me and my wife, we take our families out to the mountains, which is probably about an hour and a half drive. It's probably the most beautiful drive that you will ever see, going into the mountains. Now, if you've never seen the mountains like the Rocky Mountains here in Colorado, you definitely want to go ahead and see that. Take that trip. If you guys ever get a chance, definitely come on out, put that on your schedule, and say, you know what, I'm getting ready to put that on my calendar for next year. I'm getting ready to take that trip and come on out. Probably one of the best trips you can take that literally has, I'm telling you, the air is so fresh up there. It's so clean up there. You're talking about there's almost no bugs to any insects, period, in Colorado. But definitely when you get up there, you don't see anything around you. So it's a great time to actually be out there and just really enjoy your family. So me and my wife, we decided to get our kids out there, enjoy our time, man, out there in the mountains with them. And I tell you what, it was just a sense of refreshing at that moment, right? To be able to enjoy every single thing that God has afforded us this opportunity and to enjoy. So we get a chance to unwind. Lambo gets a chance to kind of get away from the workload, which I actually do each and every single week. And you guys know who have worked with Lambo. My workload is just definitely over on top of each other, right? But we're helping so many people out, and I love what I do. Lambo loves what I do. So I get the chance to really unwind with my wife, my kids, get a chance to get out there with them. And as I'm out there, I'm reflected on looking at the mountains and looking at all of these different things that I never got a chance to experience coming up in New Orleans, right? With me and my family. But I really wish that, I got the chance to do that. But now that I do, I'm like, man, you know what? I want my kids to experience as many memories with dad and mom as possible. Because the one thing I do know about this life is but a vapor, right? And you definitely have to take every opportunity, right, that God allows and breathes into you with this life to enjoy these moments. So many times we get caught up, man, between the workload, we get caught up between life, we get caught up between the things that the cares of this world that really, really, really puts us into a place that it affects us mentally, affects us emotionally, affects us physically, but most of all, it affects us spiritually. You need to understand that if there's anything that you need to do in this life, first of all, is to kind of detach yourself away from it so you can attach and plug yourself into your creator, your source. That's what we're here for to do. We're here for to be that light. We're here for to be just that, right? And as I'm sitting out there, like with the family, and we're sitting out enjoying these moments and enjoying these times, I look back at the times when God says, yeah, I created that in 7 days. I created the heavens and the earth in 7 days, and then he rested the 7th day. He did it in 6 days, created it and rested the seventh. I look back at those times and I think to myself, I said, man, if God did this and he put all of this splendor together, all of this works together, we're looking at mountains and rolling mountains on top of rolling mountains. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, wow, you got to be kidding me. There's no way that a person can think or even set inside of their heart that there is no God. There's no way, after what I didn't see, after what my wife has seen, after what my kids have seen, after what so many other people have seen, there is no Big Bang Theory that can create that. That literally had to be created by a master artist at his craft. And I'm telling you what, when I get a chance to be able to sit back in splendor and see that and see these mountains that look like they would swallow me up, and I would not be found nowhere near if they sent a search party out to look for Lambo, right? In the middle of these mountains. I look at that and I was just thankful the whole time of a creative man who honestly breathed into me and you and said, you know what, I'm getting ready to give you life, and I give you life more abundantly, right? And when we look at that, right, I honestly said to myself, and I told my kids, I said, you know, this is so beautiful having these memories and having these moments with you guys that I wouldn't trade it for any other thing in the world. Being a dad has probably been one of the greatest, next to being a husband, being the greatest thing that I've ever actually got a chance to experience. Outside of all the business, and you guys see the cameras and you guys see all the great things that Lambo Drew is doing, don't never forget or never neglect what your calling is and why you've been chosen here, what you've been chosen here to do. You've been chosen here to actually lead, inspire, empower, enlighten, but also enforce that you have a right here, a kingdom right that allows you to enjoy life. I want everybody to enjoy life. I'm not even much lying to you. I want everybody to be able to see light in a different light that you may have never seen it before, right? Now, I'm getting ready to go somewhere with this story. There was a point in the journey where we went to the Jazz Fest. It was an amazing time. Shout out to Anthony Hamilton, who did this amazing thing. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But I'm trying to tell you this right now. It was the most beautiful part that happened right after that, right? When we got a chance to get out there with our kids and get the hot sulfur springs. My kids smelt that water, and I'm telling you what, it definitely turned their stomachs upside down. So for those who don't know, hot springs is mineral water, right? And that water does not smell like regular water if you've ever been to a hot springs, right? So I'm getting ready to give some game to a lot of y'all, right? I hear the stories of everybody are saying, hey, I would love to go down in the hot springs and let the water hit my body. And you have this facade in your head that hot springs is just this piping good water and it's great. It's great water, smells great. Well, I'm getting ready to tell you this right now. This does not smell like no Clorox or chlorine or anything that has been filtered at this point. It does not smell anything like that. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you're looking for that part of your journey, if you ever want to go to hot springs, just know that the hot springs kind of smells like outside, outdoors, like almost like sewage, almost outdoors, right? I'm just being real with you, right? So we get to that part of the trip, and I'm not lying to you. I'm watching my kids' faces, right, on them. And it reminds me of the time, right, when I'm telling them, and we were in Hawaii, shout out to a wonderful wife, man, in this wonderful gear, where we got this hat from in Hawaii. There's a gentleman from Sin No More Clothing, right? And the gentleman is actually, giving us his clothing while we're down in Hawaii. And I remember that part of the trip. It was amazing. But when we get to the part of the trip for my kids to go swim with the turtles in Hawaii, it was the roughest part of the tour that we went on, right? I'm telling my kids, why don't you go ahead and get out there, go swim with the turtles? Because in my head, I'm like, I can't wait for you to swim with these turtles so I can put this on camera. Now, this is a few years back. I lie not to you. My kids looking at me like, Dad, you want us to go swim out there in that? It was probably one of the roughest parts of Hawaii's beach, or I don't know, inward lakes. And I don't even think that was a beach that they had. It was so bad, right, that there's rocks all over the place. Everyone's looking at each other. And we looked back in the forest that was behind us, and there was literally homeless people who were living in a forest in Hawaii, right? That broke my heart to be able to see that, needless to say. And I hate to say this, but Hawaii does have a homeless population as well, right? So for all those who think that you can just go to Hawaii, and Hawaii is just this place where it's just paradise, it's God's green earth, and everything else that it revolves with it is just an amazing experience. It is not that, right? In some parts of Hawaii, you get some rough parts. You actually see homeless people living on the side of the road. You actually see where the climate itself is not as beautiful in certain parts that it is in other parts. And you see that it is expensive in a lot of other parts. And shout out to all of my people, man, who live in Hawaii. I got Danny Katoa and all the rest of them, man. I really appreciate you guys. But you really see the real Hawaii, right? The Hawaii that you don't see on the storylines. That is exactly what the beach looked like for my kids that day when they had to go swim with the green turtles. It was so bad that the gentlemen and the people who were on it, shout out to my guy, Donnie Green, who actually said to myself and the rest of everybody when we got back on the bus, that had them in the roughest beach he ever been to in his life, all over Hawaii. And we bust out laughing. When my kids looked at that beach, they looked at that beach with fear going swim with the green turtles. That was the same look that was in their eyes that they were looking at when we were going into the hot sulfur springs over this weekend. And I literally told them, I'm looking at my wife, and my wife was looking at me, and I'm telling my kids, please, I need y'all to go into this, right? Because we spent a pretty penny to get into this, right? So I'm going to tell you this right now. It definitely was a rough experience. I mean, it smelled as if somebody had took the sewage, put the sewage inside of the pools or the hot spring pools. And there's so many different hot spring pools. The pools that are away literally from the well itself, right? They're lower in temperature. And then the higher you go up is the higher in temperature that, the pools go up. And there's several different pools. I mean, there's probably about 10 to 12 different pools or 15 different pools maybe around the entire complex. But they're little small pools, right? Each pool, I thought for a fact, I said, it's got to smell different than what looked like we had algae and everything else outside, right, with. And it didn't get better. I'm going to tell you something right now. It got hotter, but the smell really didn't get better, right? I'm just be real with you. So my kids said, Dad, they're looking at me like, how long do we have to stay here? I said, listen, we've been here less than an hour at this point, right? I at least would love you guys to stay just a couple of more minutes, go around, see some things, see some places. I know the photos make it look nice. The photos, and you see people on social media and they post it up, they make it look nice. But you don't actually know what a person is going through at that moment just to get that picture. And my kids at that moment literally were scarred back and brought back in time when they were actually in Hawaii. And I told them, hey, I need y'all to go swim in the water with them green turtles. We got to put it on camera. It was the same exact type of feeling going into hot springs as they actually went into that pool into Hawaii years back. Afterwards, my kids was definitely like, Daddy, I really don't like the smell that's on me. It's supposed to be minerals, supposed to be all of this. And could we actually go ahead and leave? I literally said yes. So we got up out of there maybe about an hour and a half, I would want to say. After being there, I didn't care what the price was or whatever. We just got to eat this. Let's go at this point. I said all this to say this. Those memories like that, we will have to joke and laugh all the rest of our lives because those hot springs do not smell like, you think that they would smell coming up on out of there. The place from the website was so deceiving and had such a deception to it that we were just busting out laughing at it like nonstop. Like there's no way that the pictures that they put on here actually looks like the place that we were sitting at. It looked like the place had been out there since the 1950s, 40s or 50s. And they had did very bare minimum to really keep up with the place. I'm not lying to you. There is people coming out here by the droves in their families to get out here because it's hot springs. And you want to hear the springs hit your body, and it gets a lot hotter as it goes up. The experience that we had was just not a great experience, right? But it was an experience that we can all sit back and laugh at that we got a chance to do. In life, that's literally how your life looks like. You can't wait to roadmap a destination. You see it in your head. You can't wait to get there. You can't wait to finally make it to that place where you believe everything is going to be roses, everything is going to be petunias, everything is going to be on the up and up, everything's going to be amazing. And that is going to be the place where you can finally say, I've made it. What happens when you get to that place? And that place does not look, neither taste, neither smells like the place that you envisioned inside of your head. What do you do then? What do you do when most of the time, for all of us, we get to a place in our life, in our walk, that it does not line up from the way that God had shown us or envisioned us that we would be in that place? What do we do then? Where do we go? How do we maneuver? How do you pivot? Where is the next place that you said, you know what, Lambo, 100% right. This wasn't the place. It didn't taste like, it didn't feel like. I didn't believe that I should be here. I always envisioned myself doing it this way and the outcome being this outcome. Well, can I say something to you like this? That's life. Life is never going to be the exact way that you truly designed and wanted it to be. Doesn't always work out the way that you always wanted it to work out and taste the way you wanted to taste and smell how you wanted to smell. But what it is along your journey, you find some amazing people that inspire you and that help you keep the faith and that help you set the standard for another standard. In life, we get a chance to help out a lot of people. We get a chance to talk to a lot of people and network with a lot of people. And there's some people that may be in your network, you're thinking to yourself like, oh my God, how did this person get here? Or how did these individuals get here? Or how did this get here? God, I always see myself doing this. And God always looked back at you and said, yeah, you see yourself doing this, but I had another plan for you to do. What happens when you get yourself into that forest, right? And a lot of people, they can't wait to see themselves taking an apple off of a tree, right? And biting that apple right up off of the cusp of that tree. Because guess what? It was a spring day. The apple is looking amazing. It's right on the tree. You bite down into that apple. You're thinking it's like a storybook or a movie that you have seen. Only to find out and look down at that apple and find out there's worms on the inside of that apple. Sometimes you have to understand what weeding out the bad apples in your life looks like. Today, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to get in the chats in a minute and get in the comments and show you guys some love. But I wanted to talk about that when you have envisioned the vision in front of you, when you have dreamt about it, when you've seen it over and over in your head, when it's played out the way that you thought that it would play out. But then when you get into your place that you think that looks like a storybook ending, looks like you have been brutally deceived from the author who was authoring that story. I get it. Most of the time, people are probably going to come to you and probably say, well, get back up and try again. It's hard to get back up and try again when the storybook does not look like what you've envisioned inside of your head. And sometimes your storybook is exactly where you currently are right now in life. And in life, you may think to yourself, like, you know what, Lambo, 100% right. I always envision myself doing this, this, and this, and scaling myself to this level, and having thriving businesses, or thriving in my job, or thriving in my career, and thriving in this part of my marriage or relationships. But it doesn't seem to pan out that way. It seems like, wow, I didn't think that I would have to go through this much struggle, this much strain, this much of the process in my life than I would if I honestly did it the way that they did it. And if I did it that way, I seen their outcome. I love their lifestyle. I love what they're doing. Oh my God, that has to be it. Well, can I say something to you? Just like when my kids went to that hot springs over the weekend, sometimes the pictures that what you guys see, like, oh my gosh, it's a place I want to go. No, you don't know what they're dealing with behind closed doors. You don't know what they're dealing with in the moment of that picture. You don't know what they're dealing with in the moment of that memory that most people are saying in themselves, I wish I can get out of this. That's literally how life can become for a lot of different people. When they're actually saying, well, God, I'm following what you're saying. I'm listening to your steps. You've ordered this, you've ordered that. I've did everything that I possibly could do. And now all of a sudden, I'm in this place where the fruit that I've actually put my hands and I put my sweat and I put my hard-earned time to is not like I imagined it would be. What do you do at that point? Most of the time, most people will say to themselves, hey, Lambo, you're right. I started planting my garden, and then all of a sudden I watched all the gardens on TV. I did all my research on YouTube. I Googled up everything. I got all the books that I could do, and I thought I would plant my garden just like the book said and the video showed me, and the outcome would be that. But look at my garden, Lambo. My tomatoes don't look right. My peppers don't look right. My apples don't look right on the tree. My cherries don't look like. My grapes don't look right. They don't look like the storybook that I see. There's a process, but any farmer is gathering the actual fruit or the vegetables or the harvest from which they have planted. And that process is called the weeding out process. Once they've gathered everything and they put it all into their baskets and they put it all into their place where they can actually start shifting things around and getting ready to start presenting the good stuff to the public to make sales or to produce business. They see all the stuff that they planted from all the seeds that they thought that would produce a great harvest behind it. But those seeds, because of weather conditions and because of things that may have been into the garden, like those critters and those rats and rodents and rabbits and everything else, literally have eaten up the harvest. They literally have made what you thought would be a profitable harvest, a harvest you had to toss away into the trash. It's part of the process. Can I say that to you? There is no gardener that literally looks down into the ground when he throws the seed down, and he always understands that that seed is going to produce a harvest behind it, looks down at it and cries as the seed leaves his hand. He looks down at that harvest into that dirt and says, you know what? I need for you to produce what you need to produce. But it's time for me to do the work. It's time for me to do the watering. It's time for me to make sure that the right temperature and everything else is placed around this so it can harvest the right way for me. I get it. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I've seen a lot of what harvests look like, that when they actually go bad and they don't pan out the way that people actually want them to pan out. Know what corn looks like when it's actually They got eaten up by the sun because the sun didn't cook the cornfields a little bit too long. I didn't know what that looks like. You know what sugar canes look like when sugarcane fields, when they actually are in their sugarcane fields and you're thinking that everything is great, and then all of a sudden the harvest flops over. They have to stop and cut the sugarcane fields harvest short because they can't process it because there has been something that has damaged that harvest in that sugarcane field. It's like everything else in life. It's like everything else in life that you deal with. Everything else in life that you plan a harvest, you hope for the best, and it doesn't show up at your front door as you expected. That's exactly why you have to keep going. No good gardener looks at his harvest and says to his harvest, that one didn't turn out like the last one. I'm going to quit harvesting, quit gardening, quit farming, and not allow myself to go through this pain again. No, what they do is they cut down that harvest. They cut down that bad stock. They weed it out. And then the good harvest, they replant and repurpose it again for the next season. I need for someone to understand this loud and clear. And I want you to get this. You have been looking at your harvest. You've been looking at things in front of your face. You've been looking at things saying, you know what, Lambo, it looks like I got everything down right. I did what you told me. I did what the people told me. I did what the instructions told me. I did what even God has told me to do. But this is not panning out the way that I put in my head that it would pan out. Where do I go? What do I do? What is my next step? What happens when the harvest comes in and it doesn't look like the harvest that I've seen on pictures, paintings, books, movie screens, and everything else that portray what a picture perfect harvest should look like? What do I do then, Lambo? My answer to you today is begin to weed out your harvest. Weed out all the bad harvests. Weed out all the great harvests. Weed out those bad apples from that apple tree. Don't cry of the apples that are still stuck out there on that tree that are still ripe and blooming for your harvest and your production. You have to understand that this is a part of life. You're part of life where you're gonna move forward and you're gonna have some production. And it feels like the moment that you move forward, something there goes on ahead and takes the wind out of you to move you back 5 to 10 steps back. Like, oh my gosh, Lambo, every time you say this, it really resonates to me. Like I'm going through that now, or I've been through that, where it looks like every time I take 1 or 2 steps forward, I get knocked 5 to 10 steps back. For someone out there, you're dealing with this. This is part of the harvest process. Every harvest that you get is not a harvest that comes out 100% ready to go, right, ready to eat, ready to take advantage. Some harvests that you have come out there eaten up, beating up, not harvested right. You ever looked at peanuts right in a bag? And you got these peanuts that came in a bag for those who eat peanuts, if you're not allergic to peanuts. And you're looking inside of that bag of the peanuts and you're like, oh my gosh, there's some picture perfect peanuts that are in this bag. And then you look at some other peanuts. You say, what just happened to this peanut? You open up that peanut. You open up that peanut expecting it to look like the rest of the other peanuts that were just perfectly done on the inside. It's like, oh my God, that's what I wanted. I needed that, Lambo, 100%. I wanted those peanuts right there. But then when you open up the peanuts on the inside, the peanuts looked totally different. They looked decayed. They looked like they were overcooked. They looked like they did not see their full potential being spawned out on the inside. That's exactly how life looks for so many people. Waiting in anticipation, hoping that things would work out for them in their favor at their time, because I said that it would work out. And then it gives the exact opposite of the harvest. I understand that there's going to be so many people that are going to be saying, Lambo, I didn't come here to cry. I didn't come here to look at this and allow you to get me in my feelings today, Lambo, because that's why I'm feeling I'm in life right now. It's not harvesting the life that I wanted to. It's not harvesting everything that I believe God has placed and put into my life to do. It's not giving me my full return. I 100% get it. You know, there's so many times in my life that I actually looked down the journey and I said, God, you gave me a command to go. You gave me a command to do this and to help people and do that. And then all of a sudden, the opposite happens to me. I don't get what I think that I deserve. I thought I deserved better. Some of you guys thought you deserved the promotion. You thought you deserved the actual business deal. You just knew that this business deal was going to be the big all of business deals that was going to solve everything. And oh my gosh, I'm taking off. Boom, here it goes. Only to see yourself seeing that, God, it looks like I'm falling short. God, look what they're doing out there. Look over there. Look at their posts. And you're trying to bargain with God. God, look at what they're doing. Look how big they're doing. God, I want to do it bigger than that. And I know you're a big God. And I know that you do some awesome things. And I know you do some miraculous things and some amazing things in their life. Like, listen, God, show off through me. Use me. Show off through me. We can outdo them. And God looks back at you and says, my daughter, my son, be still. Know that I am God. Know that I actually have something for you that does not look like you think that it should look. Know that it's not getting ready to get wrapped up into the present or be presented in the way that you would think that it will be presented, because I don't move like that. I literally get outside of the box and outside of the confinements of man's mental decisions and man's mental thoughts and man's mental ways that they think that I would move, or they think that I would deliver them out of this, or they think that I would bless them with this. I literally, I'm on the outside of that because I am the author. I am the finisher and the beginner. He orchestrates your steps. Even when the steps feel that you didn't even put yourself in the right position to make the right decision at that time, he orchestrates even those steps. You mean, Lambo, I turned around and I blew the ball. I missed it. I didn't do it the right way. You mean God orchestrated this? Yes, he did. Even your steps are ordered. The steps that you think that you didn't do. God, I messed up. He says he knows you messed up. Okay, cool. You've already then had a repentant heart and you came back to him and said, God, I know I messed up. I understand what I did. I really want to go ahead and move forward. He said, okay, cool. I can work with you now. Because you see exactly where you messed up. You may have been disobedient and didn't listen to the voice that I told you to listen to. Listen to your own ways and thought that you can do it yourself. The good part about that is you're still living. And the reason that I tell people that, people say to Lambo, but it's messed up. It's not looking the way it should look. This thing should be this way. It should be totally different than what it is. It's not panning out the way that I want to. You prayed about it. You cried about it. You've lost sleep about it. You have definitely put yourself into your own worst nightmare, being concerned about that thing that God told you to take your hands off of. I'm here today. I'm here today just to let you know something. In the process of you actually weeding out all the good harvest from the bad harvest, the good apples from the bad apples, you're going to find yourself being in a position to make decisions in using the gifts or using your hands to weed out what is right and what is wrong. Does that make you anything or less of a person? You actually say to yourself, God, I thought that was a good apple, but I ate that apple and it didn't harvest right. I put it on the side with the good apples. I put that person, I put that crew, I put that contract, I put that business, I put that thing that I thought was good and acceptable to you on the side with the good apples, only to find out later that it didn't pan out the way that I thought it should be. And it was more of a bad apple than it was a good apple for me. It did more hindrance than it actually did nourishment for me. So there's so many people out there, and you've been in this decision. I've made my bed in valleys of this decision right here, believing that I separated the good apples from the bad apples, and I thought that I was able to eat with some of the good apples, and that's eating with people and eating with clients and eating with business deals and eating with all of these great things that you think that would help you out and strengthen your growth. And in the end, only to find out that this was a bad apple that was presented itself in the deception of it from the outer coating, looking to be right, but to only see the rottenness that was inside when I bit down into it. Most of y'all will be in the same position this time next year. And I hate to say it, it's just Lambo being real with y'all. This is a heart-to-heart talk. Because the moment that you found out that there was a bad apple in the bunch, that you thought that you separated good from bad, you really got down on yourself. You got into a place of funk. You got into a place of saying, God, I don't know what to do. I really don't want to go any further. I really don't want to do anything. I don't want to need another assignment. I don't even want to allow people to get into my world. I don't want to even to help people along this journey because of one bad apple. God, I can't do this. I really don't want to be able to be into a place where I have to make a decision. And then what if the next time that there's another bad apple that I thought was a good apple turns around and takes me out or takes the people that I love out because I allowed that apple to come into my house to be served at my table? Can I say something to you? Even Jesus had a Judas that was around the disciples. All 12 disciples were not all disciples that were great apples. Sometimes even Jesus himself had to know where that bad apple was, that Judas apple would be, but he had to have it in a bunch. Because remember, all things work together for the good that love the Lord and that are called according to his purpose. All things. You can't even decipher. You're saying, well, God, I didn't get the discernment. It wasn't like you just fell out and God just said, oh man, yeah, you missed discernment. I tried to tell you that back then, but you missed discernment. Some things God allows for you to happen to play out, just like Jesus had to play out in his journey. Because at the very end of it, it literally was his destiny to go to the cross. I've had people who talked about, well, what if Judas had never went on ahead and sold Jesus out? His purpose was still the cross. There would have been something else in place, another narrative, another story that would have brought Jesus to the cross if Judas didn't even sell him out for 30 pieces of silver. Some people need to understand this. Some things are destined to play a part or play in line so that you can attract the wrong people away and bring in the right people. But it matures you along the way to see what you really made out of. And what God has put on the inside of you and placed on the inside of you is greater than anything that is happening on the outside of you. Yes, it may be a mistake that you've internally made. You didn't see it coming. It blindside hit you and it didn't feel good. It almost wrecked everything you had. But just like I tell everybody, and somebody needs to hear this out here, just like I tell everybody, as long as you are living, you have a second chance in your life. And God has a great chance to do something greater that will blow your mind, greater or further than you will ever imagine. You just need to trust the process, what God has called for your life to do. You need to trust your walk. You need to trust where you have been and what you are into and what you are doing. You need to trust his plans. You need to trust the things that he said. I told you, I will be with you for till the ends of the earth. When Jesus said that, he meant that I will be with you. It's the same way for your walk. God, how did I get in there? Did you leave me? Did you go to sleep on me? Something bad happened. My God, why is this family suffering from here? Some people I need to stop right here because I need to go ahead and put this in here. Bad things happen to good people. That's period. That's what it is. Bad things happen to good people. People are saying, well, they must have fell off from God, and they must not be connected to God, and they must not be close to him as they're going through their journey and they're weeding out the process of the apples. And then all of a sudden something bad happens. Oh, yep, see, I knew it. God, I don't know. God gonna get them. God got them on what? No, God has them. And the reason why they're going through it, the reason why they're having these things or the negative things happen to them is because God understands if I can get them to mature to this, to the next level, watch what will happen. Watch the doors that will open up. Watch the influence that they will have. Watch the impact they will have. Because what happens is we don't understand it. When we actually see God doing something that is in our life, we don't understand that the negative puts pressure on the positive. And the positive comes out of the negative, and it comes out of the negative shining. You don't understand. Just like a battery, there is two sides to a battery. There is a negative and there is a positive. You have to understand, to make that battery work, the negative needs to be in the place with the positive so it can get the power to make that battery work. Somebody needs to understand. You need a negative in your life mixed with your positive, because it's the only way that your battery in your faith and things will move forward. And the battery in your life will empower you to do some of the greatest things and have the outreach that you have and have the impact that you have and have the drive that you have, because it's the two that literally balance each other in life. The Bible literally says that everywhere I went to do good, evil was always present. So in that regards of you weeding out these bad apples and good apples and great things happening and this thing happening like that, and it's supposed to happen, it's all supposed to happen for the working of the good for those who love the Lord and are called according to the purpose. It's happening for your good. So when you say to yourself, God, I don't feel like I should be in this place that I am in right now. I feel that I should be much further. I looked at the post. I looked at the gram. I looked at what they were doing on Facebook. I looked at what they were doing. God, they look like they're winning to a whole nother level. And God looks back at you and says, regardless of the fact of what you see on the outside of the apple, check the inside of the apple. See, the Bible says in everything, man, and people, they don't want to go ahead and say this, but Lambo, get ready to come down your alley. The Bible says there is a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof is death. There are so many people, they're out and about, and you look like they're living life and they're enjoying it. And God's saying, at least I'm keeping you in perfect peace. I'm keeping your mind in peace, your body in peace, your joy in peace. I'm keeping this section of you in peace. And your focus on what looks like peace to them. And God said their life is so raggedy. Their life is wrecked up. They're tore up from the floor up. They're searching for you. They're searching for the light. They're searching for someone who can come in and really help give them a sense of hope and give them a sense of rest and give them a sense of, hey, if you need someone to be right here to help pray you through this and to help walk you through this and to help talk you through this, I'm right here for you. If you need that, I'm right here. That is what the world is missing. That is why you are so special. It doesn't matter what level of life that you're doing it on. You have to understand the greatness of your fruit is not determined about the outward appearance. The greatness of your fruit is determined on what's inside of your fruit. You have to understand that. When the Bible says that you will know them by the fruit that they bear, trust me, you can't go on ahead and fake a wrong fruit to somebody who's actually know what real fruit looks like. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go ahead and give you a pear, and you're telling somebody you're giving them a pear, and you're holding a pear in your hand, but you're really holding an apple in your hand. People know, hey, it's an apple. That's not a pear. You got it mixed up. No. They're trying to tell you this is the fruit. That's the finesse game that most people actually fall for, by the way. They see the perception of what you think that they're seeing or what they're showing, and you think the hand that they're showing. The hand that they're showing to so many people, it looks like it's so appealing, it's so attractive, it looks like it's so magnetic, like it's bringing people in. But the people and everything who really have the real discernment understand what fruit that they're playing in the hand, and the person who's holding that fruit, the place that they're actually in life. You will know them by the fruit that they bear. You have to remember something, even in the garden. When the enemy came to Eve and presented Eve, he said, hey, see that tree over there, Eve? See that tree right over there? I know you like this garden, but if you go right over there to that tree, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. And Eve is sitting in there talking back to the serpent, like, really? But God told us don't go over there. Our daddy told us don't go over there. Like, we really can't go over there. Like, I really don't want. And then all of a sudden, it literally had the thought to pop up in Eve's head. You're right. Maybe I should go over there, pick this fruit, see what this fruit is so different about this. Why does he want us not to eat this fruit? Why? Can I say something to you? This is something that most people won't agree with, but Lamb, we're going to keep it 100 with you. The enemy had to come to the garden to allow Eve to be tempted with the thought so that you and me can talk today and a Jesus can come into this world to save all humanity. That's truth. That's truth. Without that point or reference in the Bible, it would not be no you and me. Because at this point, God would have only created Adam and Eve. He could have kept Adam and Eve right there with Adam and Eve. There wouldn't be anything for them to even begin to speak. I'm getting ready to say something to somebody. For us to even speak on trying to reconcile sin being entered into the heart, because there would have been no sin. It would have been just Adam and Eve. Me, you, and all the other billions of people in this lifetime would have actually never made it down that pipeline. Certain things has to happen. That's why in everything that God already knew, he says, hey, I have to allow the serpent to come in, even at the very beginning. See, that's how early it was. It was present in the very beginning of humanity with Adam and Eve. It was present right there in the garden where the enemy had to go ahead. It had to be a negative. The negative to be able to turn into a positive, right? So the negative was the serpent. Oh, I wish Eve would have never ate that. You wouldn't have been here. We wouldn't be talking to you right now. Eve had to allow herself to be convinced by the serpent to be able to eat that fruit so that she can offer it to Adam so he can eat too. And see, sometimes that has been life. Sometimes, man, life has allowed people or things to offer themselves to you. Oh, I'm getting ready to come down your boulevard. Stay right there. I'm on your street right now. Get ready to knock at your front door. Sometimes things have become served up to you and been offered to you as a gesture, right, of peace, as a gesture of being, hey, you need to eat this. Here is hospitality and me giving you hospitality. Here you go. Go ahead and eat. You need to eat. Have you ever been to a party or you ever been to Sam's Club? This is a good one. You go to Sam's Club or Costco's and they got those free samples out there. You're walking around Sam's Club or Costco's and you're looking at that and you're just like, oh man, I don't even want no samples. But because it's out there, I think I'll try it since you're offering. Man, some of them samples were so good. Lambo got a fat boy moment at this point. I have went and doubled back 2, 3, 4 times and went and got samples. My wife can tell you that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They were offering this while you were on your journey to go get your toilet paper, to go get your shopping done, to go get all the other things that you actually came into the store to get. But along your journey, you found booths outside each aisle offering you different things that were free. You believe that was good for you. Just being real with y'all. You have to understand that without Eve being in a place with Adam, and about Adam ever doing what he did, we would not have a place for any of us to be in existence today. It would have stopped at the experiment of Adam and Eve and God creating a world in 6 days and then stopping with Adam and Eve at the creation. Because of that, when I mean all of those negative things, we're right here today to be able to walk out our journey, but walk it out circumspectly. I want all of us to take a deep look at what's going on in our lives. Like, you know what, Lambo, you're 100% right. I maybe need to take a look at the fruit that I've been eating. I maybe need to take a look at the fruit in some of the things that have been getting offered to me. I need to take a second look at it. You know, shout out and everything, man, to my aunt who passed away a couple years back. She says, everybody that is good to you is not good for you. There'll be a lot of people, man, they'll be so good to you. They'll be better to you than probably your own family members and friends. And you will believe and you will drink the Kool-Aid that everything with them is picture perfect in their lives. That they mean the best, and that they mean everything to you. They really have your best interest in heart. And for those who don't know, there's a hidden motive behind what they're doing to help get their way, make their way more profitable for them, and get what they need to get out of you to make you look a lesser version of who you are. I'm being real with y'all. I really want to see everybody win. But I want you to be and have the spirit of discernment when a lot of these different things are in place. And when you're weeding out these things in apples, and the apples in your life could be many different things, right? Many different places in your life that you don't even think that are existing today. But they are existing because they're in place to see how you are going to handle it. Are you going to put it over here in this place? Or are you going to put it over here in this place? What place are you going to put it in life? Can I say something to you? Do not be afraid to make a decision when weeding out what's right and what's wrong. And then if you mess up in that process, being able to say, I thought that this was right. I thought that this was good. I thought that this was good and nourishable for me, myself, my team, and everything around me. But it came out to be something bad. If you have breath in your body, God has given you wisdom to be able to get through that another day, for you to keep fighting. I want you to keep fighting. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep moving forward, because there's so much in your life that that God has right in front of you. And he just wants you to trust his plans. Yes, trust his plans. Wipe your eyes, wipe your tears. Stop fretting about it. Get yourself out of a place where you're in a funk and you're thinking that everything in life is coming against you and you're the only one going through this in life. Can I tell you something? Everybody is going through things in life, whether they're admitting to it or they're not. We just had one of our greatest generals over the weekend. Shout out to Pastor Marvin L. Winans in Detroit, Michigan. Marvin Winans from the Winans family, from BB and CC Winans and all of them. He is their oldest brother. Everybody knows who Pastor Marvin Winans has been. He literally talked about a journey that he went on and told nobody for the last 2 years. And he believed and trusted God every step of the way. Marvin Winans told literally his congregation over this Sunday, over the past 2 years, he had been going through a spout or a battle with cancer. Everybody was looking. I said, well, Pastor Marvin, you just actually got married to this wonderful lady and you're looking good. You're preaching up here. You're doing everything you're doing. And you mean to tell me the doctors told you that there was literally a bout with cancer that you were at? I want you guys to know something. This is God honest truth. Everything that people are going through, people are keeping a game face on. They're not telling everybody. They're not showing to everybody like, oh, I'm in help. I need trouble. Call the police. It's an emergency. They're keeping it within themselves. It seems, you know what? You're right, Lambo. Keeping his game face on because I got something I need God to do. Lambo, you're only one man. You can help us out so much. But there's something that God needs to do for our lives that we need to see him so up strong for. I want you to understand this. You are your own superhero in your story. Because the Bible says, greater is he who is with me than he who is in the world. Some of y'all need to understand that story. You need to understand that flow. You need to understand where you're actually going with that. That there's more people and more things and more forces that are working for you than the forces that are working against you. You need to understand your angelic host that's around you day and night, that encamps themselves around you. Even when you're saying with Lambo, I feel like I'm in myself alone. I feel like I'm in myself, by myself. God is saying you're never by yourself. As long as I am with you. And you, my friend, will come out of this thing. And you're going to win big. Listen, y'all, I really wanted to get into that. Make that like a nice hour of power for you guys. I hope that bless you. That was on my heart to give to you guys. And let you guys know it's okay. Even when you made a bad choice with bad apples and you couldn't weed it out, it's just like, Lambo, you're 100% right. I needed to hear that. I needed to understand that. I can't do everything. I can't make everything perfect. But when I do walk out my journey, I can walk out my journey with you being able to lead and guide me with the tips that you've helped me with along this journey. My soul does wait. Said this is going to be a discussion featuring Lambo Drew, people. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. I love that title. I don't know who that is. My soul does wait. But thank you for joining in and tuning in to the Leverage Show. I really appreciate you for you tapping in. Definitely everybody in the chat, please wish My Soul Does Wait a definitely an introduction to the Leverage Show. I bless you, whoever this is. Love that title. That is truly an amazing title. Welcome to the Leverage Show. Welcome to the Leverage Show family. Tuesday and Thursday nights, we are here 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. PST. And we're always showing love and try to empowering people, enlightening people, uplifting people, but also bringing a lot of great things with faith, family, and finances right here to this show. We bring in a lot of great guests to the show. Definitely tap back in, and I would love for you to go ahead and continuously to keep supporting this amazing channel. Appreciate you, my soul, this way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I got the top spot too, I see. I love it. Errol says, what's up, Leverage Show? Shout out to my cousin for being in the building. I appreciate you, cuz, man, for all you do, all your support. You already know, man, how we rocking, man. Appreciate you for that. Let's continuously to keep this thing moving forward by any means necessary. DD's Chicken Cash Shack is in the building. Lambo, Renata, Leverage Show family, what's up, man? If you guys are ever out in California, please, please, please go see DD's Chicken Cash Shack, the Black Mobile. They are some amazing, amazing friends of this Leverage Show, and they're really killing the game, man. I love the family, but cleaners are really killing it. I'm telling y'all, y'all definitely don't sleep on them. If you can see them, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook, DD's Chicken Cash Shack, and allow them to really go on ahead and help bless your life wherever they are at. I'm telling you what I know. It's amazing. Julie says, hello, Leverage Show family, man. Shout out to you. Thank you, Team Crafton. Really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you with the fire emoji and the hearts. I really appreciate you for that. This is what this is about, man. Julie is in the building showing so much love. That's what we're here for. We're here for all the great things that they have done. If you guys have not seen Julie and Jeremiah, please go look at the show for them, for Batman Kevo and them. They're up to like 305,000 views. Shout out to them. If you have not seen that, go online, go check them out on Bayman Kevo, and go look for that interviews, Automations to Nations for Wealth with Julie and Jeremiah Crafton, and look at that amazing video that is dropping and really helping bless people and change people's lives. If you guys are not connected to them, please go follow them on Instagram at Julie Crafton or Jeremiah Crafton, Julie or Jeremiah Crafton. I'm telling you what, you will be blessed. And you will be able to see some amazing things that's happening. Shout out to the team of LA Lawman and Ahmad, who is really helping that out and really doing some amazing things for them. I told y'all, like, this is the Leverage Show family, and we're doing some amazing things right here on the show and really helping each other out, man, along the way. So thank you for that. This is what this thing is about, is really connecting with us. Mighty E says, hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, all showing love. Thank you, Big Ed, man. I appreciate you, man. We already know we got to definitely connect, man. I'm excited about, man, so many people, man, and connecting with you guys. I do literally have to put a move on because I have another engagement that I have to be at. So let me get to moving through these chats real quick. Hello, happy Tuesday, man. Shout out to my son being in the building. Shout out to Money being in the building, man. Thank you, Money. Shout out to my wonderful wife being in the building, man. Just showing love, man, over the weekend. I really, truly thank God for you and just doing what you do best. You just bless me so much. In so many ways, man. You guys don't know what it is to have a wonderful spouse like my wife. She's killing it for Lambo, man. Like she really, man, turns me up, man. And I'm thankful for my wife, man. All right, Fro is in the building. Shout out to you, Fro. Appreciate you, Fro, for being in the building and showing love. Jeremiah Crafton is in the building again, man. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe to them on Instagram or on Facebook. Jeremiah Crafton or Julie Crafton. I'm telling you, go look at that video because it is changing lives. If anybody wants to be in that space, in the space of Amazon store or e-commerce, please do not hesitate to definitely go ahead and tap into them because they're killing that game. Schedule an appointment, get set up with them. Everything is right there on the site where you guys can go ahead and reach out to them, their handles, or DM them and definitely get started today. Thank you, my pinky partner, J-Dog. You already know what time it is. IC is showing love. Happy Tuesday, family. You already know, man. Appreciate you, IC. Always showing love. Beautiful pictures, man, that IC went on ahead and sent me last week with him and the family. I love, love, love seeing that, man, and doing some amazing things. That blesses me to see memories and moments like that and people being able to take advantage of that. That just does something to Lambo. So continuously to keep doing what you're doing, IC. We love you, man. Mighty E says, casual moments is something I preach often. I just had my traditional Christmas in July dinner with my family and some close friends. The high vibrations were out of this world, creating memories. Mighty E, you already know, Big Ed. I am 100% on that. I love that because that's what we are here for. Man, this type of energy, what you guys bring to the show, I'm telling you, it's unmatched. I've been in other places. I've been in other shows. What the Leverage Show family does, you guys are truly amazing, and it blesses Lambo to hear this type of wonderful comments that are coming through here, because we need to have this, man. We need to have this done. We need to have more comments like this in here. My wife said the kids were ready to go. Yes, they were. They were definitely ready to go. They said they no longer want to do eggs and do. Yeah, they didn't want no longer eggs, man, due to that smell. It was definitely that. It was wow. You threatened Lamine to get in that water. I told him that when we was definitely there in Hawaii. I said, hey man, you got to get in that water. You the oldest, bro. I need you to go swim with these green turtles so we can put this on here and get this memory captured. People don't know that, but that's what we got from that green turtle, man, for the memories in Hawaii. Same way they got for them hot springs over the weekend, man. Hold on, so you telling me that hot spring smells like New Orleans during Mardi Gras? Worse, cuz. Worse. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. You will be blown away if you smell that. I'm not even going to go there with that. So some of y'all who believe in that, I don't know what you guys believe. You've seen it from the pictures or whatever. We didn't have that experience. It was not like that. And my wife says, Errol, yes, the deception. It was one of them, man, that was definitely deceiving. Amongst that, you already know, Mr. Johnson, my soul does wait. Jeremiah, Julie, Fro, Mighty E, IC, Champ, Money D's. How are y'all this Tuesday? I'm loving it, man. You guys are so amazing. Hot Springs is so awful. Yes, it is. It is one of them that I'm not even gonna go there, man, with that. We just gonna keep it moving on that. Julie says, hello, Errol. Hello, Mrs. Johnson, man. Jeremiah says, hello, Errol, on that. Hey, Lamine, Errol, Team Craft, the Mighty E, Money, DD's, and Fro, preaching on that. Love that. Julie says, truth with a fire emoji. You already know. My guy, Charlie Banks, is in the building, man. Preach that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to keep preaching that and do what we do best. If the devil would have known that a king would have been crowned at the cross, the devil would have never wanted that to take place. What the devil meant for evil, God turned around and made it for good. Come on and preach. That's my preacher, y'all. Y'all don't know Charlie like I know. Charlie Banks is my preacher. He is definitely one of them, man, that has blessed me and blessed Lambo so much with everything that we do. Our talks are just amazing. And to see what Charlie's doing is amazing, man. I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't even understand some amazing people who are connected with this wonderful Leverage Show and this podcast. You guys are killing it, man, every single week. And I thank you guys for that. So Charlie's doing some amazing things. Get with him. That's Mr. Elizabeth, real estate kingpin. He's killing it, man. I love what he's doing, man. And he's got some great things, man, that is to come. You guys stay tuned. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. It's like having a thorn on a rose. Come on now. You better stop it. I'm going to send an offering to that guy. Jeremiah Crafton talking about, man, hi, Mrs. Johnson, showing love. Cousins, I hope that everyone is listening to what he's saying. Women are evil. Now, there you go. You better stop it. You're going to get yourself in a doghouse, cuz, man. We trying to get you across that broom and get you married, man, all right? So let's get you into the doghouse, man, and get you right and get you going into the right direction, man, because that's what we want. Hold on, my membership pays for those samples. I'm going to eat as much as I can. If you are in Sam's Club and Costco's and you're eating them samples, man, get your samples on. Eat definitely everything you possibly can, because definitely, man, and I think Costco just upped their membership too. So, cuz, you're 100% right. Go get what you're doing and everything, man. I promise you, man. You already know. Ken Haney is in the building, man. Shout out to my guy, Ken Haney, man. You guys already know we love Ken for the win, man. Everything that he's doing, the energy that he brings, I get so much of that when I'm in the meetings and I hear what Ken has brought to the table, some amazing things he's doing. He blesses us tremendously. Him and his wonderful wife, Kim. Shout out to Kim. Kim are just killing the game. We love what they're doing, and they're helping so many people. Cynthia Davis reached out to Lambo, man, and shout out to her. Shout out to Cynthia, who is part of, Ken, Kim, and Cynthia. That whole team is working together. Jamal Titus, you guys know his birthday was last weekend. Last week, I don't know if I got to say it on the show, or was it that Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday, but Jamal Titus' birthday was over this past last week. I want to make sure that we wish great Jamal Titus a wonderful happy birthday, man. If you guys didn't get a chance to, amazing. Good to really see JT, man, doing what his thing, man, but really being blessed like he's been. Man, we love you more, kid. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Hello, Leverage Show family and First Lady Renata Jackson. Shout out and everything, man, to my guy, Ken Haney. Just always showing love. Shout out to Julian Jeremiah. You know, Ken is always going to bring the heat, man. That's what we love for Ken. Every time he's in here, man, his energy is unmatched, man. Big Ken, what's going on? I loving to see that, man. He already knows what time it is and stuff like that, man. I see your children. Blessings on you, my brother. I'm loving that, man. Yes, Miss Johnson does all that and then some. Proverbs 31. Yes, she is, man. She is that wonderful rib to me. That go ahead and do it. Go to your appointment, Lambo. Looking forward to next Tuesday, God willing. Yes, I got to get out of here. I'm about 10, 12 minutes late. I should have been there, but don't worry about it. We're getting ready to get out of here right now. Errol, I love you, brother. Peace and blessings to you and your fam. Love that. My wife, he said, oh, thank you, Ken. You already know. Didi's Chicken Cash Shack might drop on you and your family and your blessings. Yes. I'll definitely catch the replay and share it, Lambo. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Please do, man. You already know. Thank you for that, Ken. Let everybody please definitely like this photo, like this video, and get this out here because that's what we're here for. What you looking for, Errol? You already know. No promises, but I connect people, brother. He definitely is that person, man. That definitely has a lot of connections, man. You want to definitely get with Ken. You're looking for the right woman. You already know, man. So shout out to you. No promises about to connect people. Yes, you do, man. Jamal just turned 30, man. I do not even want to hear that. But shout out to JT. Shout out to you, JT, for turning that. And that's what we're here for. That's what we love to leverage your family. Oh, my God. We got so many amazing family that are here with this family. That it's just amazing. I really love you guys. But to the fullness, but bottom of all my heart, I'm telling you, I'll wait for you, Drew, for hours. Yes. Appreciate you, man. And Ken, man, listen, I love you guys. I thank you guys, man, and appreciate you guys. Hopefully this hit home to you. Hopefully you're sharing this video to someone. Someone's going to need this. Someone's going to need to know what to do in their journey, what you need to do when they're actually out there, definitely going through what they're going through. They need to know what to do and have somebody who is in their corner for them and being able to lead and guide them in the right way, in the right manner. J-Dog says, man, hey, Ken, showing love to Ken. Love to see that, man. And we really want to make sure that you guys are out here. Listen, you guys do not want to miss Thursday night. Thursday night is definitely one that you do not want to miss. You want to set your recording for that. I know this recording came out about a few hours before. Julie's showing love to Ken. I love that. Ken showing love to Jeremiah. Thank you, brother. I'm loving that. You know he's going to be showing love to the team crafting in here. Set your videos or set your schedule for this Thursday night where my guy, high-level bosses, Don the Credit God, comes back to the Leverage Show this Thursday night. You do not want to miss this Thursday night. I may wear my high-level bosses. Team Crafter may wear their high-level bosses. It's going to be a high-level boss time. So if you guys want to learn about credit, business credit, funding, all of that great stuff, you do not want to miss this Thursday night. Well, my guy, Don the Credit Guard, comes back to the Leverage Show and allows us to be blessed again. I'm telling y'all this right now. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be great. We got some stuff next week lined up too, so you guys don't want to miss it. I'm telling y'all better definitely go ahead and set your alarms set your notifications because it's going down. Ken says, hi, Julie. We coming. Yes, there is. Like Dion says, all 2024, man, we coming, man. You guys better watch it because it is on and cracking. Listen, I love you guys. Thank you guys. Have an amazing, great day, amazing, great night. I'll see you guys on Thursday night where we pull up a seat where my guy, Don the Credit God, comes back to the Leverage Show. Take care, everybody. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday night. God bless you. We out of here.